Yes, the aftermath of love. Finding joy after great loss. Is there such a thing? Well, there is. I'm going to share something, of course, something personal with you. But like I say, if anybody gets anything out of this, or somebody can make a comment in the comments that's going to help all of us, then please do so. You know, it's what I'm going to share is totally personal. This is applicable to myself, but the story may just resonate with some of you, or like I always say, take a little nugget away. You know, I've realized something lately. I need to stop being sad, not because the grief is gone. It's not. And like I've said before, it never will be. But because, like I often say, we had an incredible love story, 35 years of incredible love, relationship, incredible life. The aftermath of that shouldn't just be sadness and grief. The aftermath of that shouldn't just be being sad after you lose your soulmate, your partner. It should be gratitude, and it should be love. And how do you navigate through all of that? I've had 5 days of solitude. Maybe not 5. Saturday, I was supposed to go somewhere, and I didn't go. I just couldn't do it. My heart wasn't in it. I didn't want to go because I know it's something that Bill would have absolutely loved, and it absolutely hit me. And I had said something, and it really gave me pause, and is also, I think, why I really had to, after Sunday, I wanted to take time to put all of that somehow, like give it thought and think about it. And I had said, and I can't remember who I said it to. I know it was a friend, but I said, you know, I'm just going to go back to my suite, and I'm just going to listen to the music, the playlist that I had, if you remember, I did a playlist for Bill's celebration of life, and they were our songs. They were our songs at our kids' weddings. They were songs that Bill and I danced the night away. They were songs when we were being crazy. They were songs that brought so much joy or tears or sadness, but they were our songs. And so I thought, I'm just going to go back, and I'm just going to pour myself a glass of wine or cranberry juice, and just going to listen to it. And the person, I can't remember who said to me, "Oh, that's the last thing you need." And it really gave me pause. So I got through Saturday. Sunday, my sister came over. She'd been in Europe, so she came over for a visit because she was kind enough to pick up copies of my birth certificate, because I need my European passport renewed. And so we had a lovely visit, and then later on we had what we call our adopted kids from Toronto out. We had a really great evening. I don't think they left till 12:30 at night. And we just they were going to be at Bill's celebration. They couldn't make it. And so we just had a great evening of just reminiscing the stories and the joy of Bill and who he was and how much we all loved them. And it was wonderful. And so I took Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today, because I'm shooting this right now, it's about almost 6 o'clock on Thursday night. And I really had to reflect on these subjects. And I thought, you know what, I need to find space somehow in my heart and my soul I recognize the sadness of not having Bill here physically. But ever since he passed, well, not the first month, but definitely after I numbed and started thawing out, I've been nattering at him the whole time. He is not off the hook. Bill and I've talked about this before, we believed there was more, that there would always be more than what the physical presence we have right here. And so I'm just going, so he does not want to see me trying to figure out my life. We both, like I said, talked about that I'm a different person. I am never going to be that same person that I was with Bill. because, you know, we interact differently with different people, even people that we love, our children. I mean, I have 3 kids. I interact differently with all 3 of them. And I was this certain person with Bill, and it was a wonderful place for me to be. And now I have to reinvent myself. But there's a lot of things I don't have to reinvent. I just realized that. I thought I was going to have to change everything about me and find me. Well, I was married to this awesome guy that allowed me to find me. So that is not a concern. I'm going to do things differently, and I'm going to rejoice, and I'm going to be so happy and take moments to savor what we had. I have room for both of those things, that I can grieve. I can have my moments of sadness. 35 years, they're not going to go away. I don't want them to go away. I want to remember the night we danced in England and in some little pub on New Year's Eve of 2000. I want to remember that. I want to remember this night. I want to replay it and talk about it. I want to not forget when we held our grandbabies for the first time. I don't want to forget that. One of our favorite, our trips to Hawaii, walking on the beach, swimming, midnight swims. I am not going to forget any of those things. I am learning this 4 days of absolute solitude. Besides talking to my kids and a few texts, I was silent. And I needed to be silent to make a decision that I have room in my heart to live all of those wonderful memories. All of those memories make me smile. If I spend the rest of my life, what I have left, being sad and only grieving, then I am going to lose the gift, the wonderful gift Bill and I were given to live the most wonderful life, a loving and adoring relationship. I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose it. I want to be in it. And I know that Bill's physical presence isn't here, but I know he's here. I know I've had lots of little things that he's let me know that he's here. It might be something as silly that happens. The Blue Jays winning. It might be something that, about the TV. He was like, loved watching all the sports on TV. I'm not going to pretend those things didn't happen. I'm going to savor them. I'm going to laugh about them. And I will share them with whoever wants to listen, because those things gave me joy and happiness. And so I need to live. And in order to make sure that he continues to live, and I share him with our grandchildren, and even share him with the people that miss him. I need to do that. I need to do that for me. I found such joy, so much love in this relationship that I've made a decision. It's going to be 4 months next week. I am going to just savor and enrich myself each day more and more on the wonderful relationship I had with my soulmate, my partner, my person. It wasn't perfect. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, oh my gosh, oh no, we had our hiccups. We did. We really did. But they were easy. They were easy most of the time. My husband was so kind. Everybody always felt heard and seen with Bill. So he gave me that as well. For those of you who've lost somebody that you love, and you've loved them and you've been in a relationship for decades, their presence and their being has woven into yours. We don't lose that because they leave. We don't lose that because their physical presence is gone. If you feel sometimes that half of you is missing, why don't we change it a little bit and say that instead of that half that left, we brought the whole. We brought the whole into us. That we get to hang on to it. I'm not saying missing out on life. We need to learn to live our life, the new, however that looks. And it's going to be really difficult in some circumstances. You know, it's not going to be a huge celebration or something every day, but there may be moments where there is, where you are full of gratitude and nothing but happiness that, you know, like Bill and I with 35 years, but some of you like 50 years with somebody. Oh my gosh, celebrate that. Talk about it. And take some of those moments. You can take some of those moments and relive them with your grandchildren or your children or other people. They're not stolen moments. They're moments that you had and you own them. You get to celebrate them. Don't bury them. And that's where I'm kind of at, because when that person said to me, that's the last thing you need to do. No, I need to listen to that music. I absolutely do. It brings me joy. And yes, sometimes there's some sadness there, but it's not where I want to live. I want to live in what was left in me. The love, the joy, the fun, the crazy moments, the hard stuff that taught us lessons about life. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose any of that. The laughter, the memories, the quirky little things that we shared. Don't let them be reminders of your loss. Let them be reminders of how beautiful life was with that person. Treasure it. Those are our gifts when a loved one leaves us. It's our treasure box, and it cannot be opened if it's locked with sadness. Wow, 4 days of solitude. I had to think about a few things. I really did. You know, I've said this before, grief doesn't end. I will always grieve Bill, my loss of my husband. But it can get lighter, and we can somehow redefine ourselves a little bit in all of that and say, I'm going to make it lighter. I'm going to focus more on the wonderful memories. I'm going to talk about it more. I try to remind myself now that I want to honor Bill, not by being sad every day, but by moving forward and living my life, and in gratitude of everything that he left in me. May 14th was the last birthday Bill and I got to spend together. That was my 75th birthday, kind of a special one. But we were chilling. It's, you know, we had already heard the news at this point that Bill had this horrible mutation that they had found, and everything changed for us. So we'd already gotten that news. And him and I, of course, we're birthday cards. Doesn't have to be birthday present, birthday cards we like. This is the last birthday card that I got from Bill. I have all my birthday cards I've ever gotten from him, the kids. I have tried to kind of minimize, but I love the cards, and that's why I save them, because you go back on it, and especially when you realize this is the last card. And it was always hard for us to get a card because it had to mean something, because we're both like being, you know, meaningful when we gave each other a card, that it reflected how we felt about each other. And I read this card and I absolutely loved it because it said it's got a lot of meaning in it. But I never realized until after Bill passed away that I think he picked this card for quite a few reasons. It says things that I think he wants me to remember. So I'm going to try to get through it and not cry. But if I do, okay, for my wife, with love on her birthday. Nothing can ever change what we have always been and always will be to each other. I'm going, okay, that's means more to me now, right, than it ever did. I know this is really personal. There's a special place within my heart that's meant for you alone. A special place within my heart reserved for those times we've known. Like, I'm hanging on to this card now for dear life, right? I knew all this, but it was my last birthday card. There's a special place for dreams we share, a place for wishes too. And the warmest wish within my heart is happiness for you. He knew what was going on. Have a very happy birthday. And this, he'd been, normally he just writes love Bill, but he put this on my last 3 birthday cards ever since he had that huge surgery in 2022. And then he signed it. I hope you can see it. Love you, my rock. He'd always say, you're my rock. 'Cause we would try to stay so positive and strong. I will not apologize or rethink what I want to say or do when it comes to remembering my husband. If I want to play tiddlywinks, who cares? I will live in gratitude for 35 incredible years. I will listen to all the music I want to listen to replay special moments in our life. And so, I'm thinking I've said it all. Of course, I probably haven't. But I really, really hope that, of course, every loss is different. Your partner, your parents, a child, a sibling, they all come with different grief, different degrees of loss. This is my personal one, but I really hope that you will continue to live in the joy and happiness of what your relationship was. Honor your loved one. If you had a good relationship, if this was your person, if this was your soulmate, honor them by living. Honor them by wishing what they would do if the tables were turned. Bill and I would always say, if anything happens to me, I want you to live, I want you to be happy. Of course, I know I'm 75. Things look a little differently maybe at 75 than they do at 70 or 60 or 55. But you know what? Honor that person with the happiness and the wonderful relationship that you had together. Don't let anybody tell you how you need to do it, as long as you are doing it. Somebody around you really loves you and isn't leaving you. Okay, so thanks for being here. Now, I just a little bit of housekeeping. Anyway, I would love for you to let me know in the comments here, or you can go over to the community post and what kind of videos do you like the best? Do you want me to continue on talking about life, how I live my life, where I want to go, about my hair, about my bronzer, just things in general, my hair? Like, are you okay with lifestyle here, there, and everywhere? Or do you want me to get more specific on certain subjects? Now, the other thing I always say, and this has got more meaning now than it ever has in my life. I'm not sure when I started saying it at the end of my videos, but I normally say, and remember, there is no future in our past. Bring all the wonderful memories, all the wonderful music, and all the lessons, and dream and imagine, but understand this. You have to learn to understand that we only had this moment. Thanks for being here, you guys. Love you, and let's just see if I can get that other video up for next week. Take care. Bye.